BoCo's discovery. One day, BoCo brought some trucks to Oaken Road. He was making a delivery of coal to supply the new controller's engines. He had been good friends with them after he had heard about them from Thomas after he visited them. The line had a new engine, who had just come out of the workshops. His name was Ross. He had 4 small wheels, 4 driving wheels, and 2 trailing wheels. His class of engine was known to workmen as Atlantics. BoCo was having a quiet conversation with Ross while being refueled before heading back to Egward's branch line. "So there's only few of your sort of engines left?" BoCo asked. "Oh yes," replied Ross. "In the old days there were 2 types of Atlantics in England. There were ones with smaller boilers, and ones with larger ones, like me. The workmen told me one example of each has been preserved in York, and they also say that another's being rebuilt in the south of England, at a place called, the Bluebell Railway," finished BoCo. BoCo said goodbye to Ross and headed back to the main line. When he reached the work station, the station master stopped him. "The Fat Controller's got another job for you," he told him. "He wants you to collect some flat trucks of iron from here and take them to the big station to rebuild the station oval roof." BoCo soon found his trucks at an old part of the yard, near some old engine sheds. They had been locked and boarded up, and they had been there ever since the early days of the railway. BoCo marshalled his trucks into place and went to collect the last truck, but he rolled too fast and bumped the truck hard. "Whoops!" he gasped as the truck rolled forward and crashed into some shed doors, breaking through them and hitting something inside. It was suddenly followed by a sharp cry from inside. "Ow!" it went. BoCo was startled. His driver heard it too and clambered down. "You know, there's something inside that shed," he said, and walked over to have a look. He squinted into the darkness, and there, behind the flat truck of iron, sheeted and covered in cobwebs, was an old engine. "My word!" the driver exclaimed. "There's an engine in here! A single-wheeler, too!" The engine looked at him. I don't believe it," she said in amazement. "Someone's actually found me after all these years." And she smiled broadly. BoCo pulled the truck out of the way and entered the shed. "Hello," he said politely. "Who are you?" And the engine replied in kind. "I'm Chelsea. And you are?" "BoCo," answered BoCo. "What are you doing in here, of all places?" I was left in here," Chelsea answered. "I was withdrawn from service and was going to be sent for scrap, but they put me in this shed in storage to be sent to the scrapyard. But for some reason I was completely forgotten about and was left in here." BoCo pulled Chelsea out of the shed and into the daylight. "Ah," she sighed happily as she rolled out into the bright sunlight. "I'd never thought I'd ever see that bright sunlight again." And BoCo marshalled her into a siding, and then his driver went to tell the station master about Chelsea. The station master telephoned the Fat Controller, and he came up at once. He was amazed when he saw Chelsea. "Bless my soul," he exclaimed. "I never thought I'd see one of these engines again." He turned to BoCo. "Good work," he said, "in finding this sort of engine. As a matter of fact," he went on, "the new controller's been on the phone to me, and he told me he was short of an engine, and you have just provided the solution to this problem." BoCo was pleased, and so was Chelsea. She was shunted into the workshed, and workmen began examining her. They were surprised to find, for an old engine, she was still in fairly good working condition, and only a few parts needed replacing. A few hours later, Chelsea's repairs were completed, and she was now in steam. BoCo and Chelsea coupled up together, and they both headed down the line towards Oaken Road. Ross and Edwin were on shed, and were amazed when BoCo pulled in with Chelsea behind him. Ross took one long look at Chelsea, and found her the most beautiful sight he had ever seen. "Goodness!" Edwin gasped. "A single? Here on our line? Fascinating!" Ross stared in awe as Chelsea drew up alongside him. Hello?" he said. "Hello to you too," smiled Chelsea. Edwin and BoCo went about their work, while Ross and Chelsea chatted in a friendly sort of way. Chelsea felt quite at home working on the Oaken Road Railway, and she was now a good credit to the new controller. She often came along the main line to help the other engines, and often helps out on Edward's branch line with BoCo while Edward's away. She worked hard, and the fat controller was pleased with her. During the course of the time, while living at Oaken Road, she and Ross had grown rather fond of each other. And I would hope, as well as all of you, they will both be really useful, and always be together. Don't you?